We will start with Steve Hellwagon, straight in the back.
Way in the back. Lincoln Keenholz has thrown 8 passes this year. Are you convinced he's ready? What do you guys do to keep him ready? And at the end of a game, you get him in there and throw something.
Yeah, we were trying to get him in the game here. We wanted to get a stop and then get out there and get him some reps. I thought, obviously, the one rep he had, he did a great job with. But, we're working him every day in practice, and we're getting him ready the best we can. And when, the situation arises, yeah, we'd love to get him in the game.
Go to Stefan right over here to the right.
Talking yesterday about some of the running backs, just how young they are and the experience they're gaining. You talked about Bo, kind of the injury he had in his high school career. How much kind of catching up did he have to do early on, and when did you kind of really start to get the sense that he's got a chance to impact as a freshman? Because I know you said in the spring in practice it's kind of hard to tell sometimes.
I think we really started to figure that out in the first few games. As we started to get on the field, and you saw him, split a couple runs, and we saw it in practice and saw what he could do, and we felt like his athleticism and what he could do when he was a young player. In our camp, we saw him run routes. We saw him catch the ball. We saw him just run. I think that we had really good times on him, and he came from a great program, and so we felt really good about him. And then he wasn't able to play as much his senior year, and played some, but so once he got in here, it was good to get him in here early, to get him indoctrinated and everything. And then we kind of say by the time you get to the summer, you're not a freshman anymore. And then from there, it's kind of just growing every week. But it's been good to see him grow each week, get stronger each week, get more and more confidence. So now is we really need him to turn it on.
Joe Nugent.
It's a rare November home night game. You guys excited about playing this one over the
Yeah. Anytime it's a night game, it's exciting, and I think we have some good recruits in, so which is great. Should have a great crowd. We've had great crowds this year, and so it should be a great atmosphere. Yeah, we're certainly looking forward to it.
Andy Anderson here.
But yesterday when we were talking about it even more, you mentioned that it's good when you're not noticing a tackle. Defensively, it feels like similar things can be said about the cornerback. And I know Jermaine's a guy who's had some big plays too, only been targeted 24 times. You get the feeling that he's really kind of taking away his matchup in the games, and you don't notice him because he's just kind of taking away his guy.
Well, if you don't notice him, just listen for a little while in the field. You'll hear him. He's a guy that certainly brings a certain level of energy to the table every day. He's a competitor. He's playing well. He's played some corner. He's played some nickel this year, and had the big pick last week, which was great. He's playing good football, and he's obviously very confident. But somebody that just it's just the way he is. He brings that to the field every day when he comes out here. He's consistent with his energy. So he's a guy that we all look to for that juice every day, and he certainly brings it on game day as well. And I think now that he's consistently playing over a full season and a body of work, he's coming out here and expecting to have success every time he does.
And right next to him, Bill Bennett.
Julian's life has changed a lot in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
The anonymous then, it can be a big deal being an Ohio State quarterback.
Yeah.
How have you seen him change or not change? How has he handled this notoriety?
I think I mentioned this before when Julian got here. I felt like Julian and his family always just had the mindset that this was going to happen for them and him. And, spending time with mom and sister, and just early on, they got him set up and felt like, he was somebody that, has friends and has a social, presence, but not really much, a little bit here and there, but really wanted to make sure that he set him up where he was, in a place where, he could kind of, be by himself. And I think that because of all that, now that this has all happened to him fast, it's been easy for him to deal with that. Billy does a great job talking to him. I've had conversations with him about on the front end of what this could be, and now what it is. And I've seen him be consistent. I think he shows that same demeanor that you see on the field, off the field, and he's got a great support system in place. So, excited to see him now finish off the season the right way and stay focused.
We'll do 2 more. Austin.
Ryan, you were talking about the execution on the red zone play with Lincoln yesterday. CJ had the lead block there. I'm wondering if there's any possibility that he was
great lead blocker. If he could do some fullback stuff from you, it hasn't felt like the Nate Roberts stuff has been perfect. Not a coach, but could CJ do some of that for you down the road?
Yeah, I think he could. Some of those collisions are heavy collisions, but I do think some of the stuff that we've done with Max. If you saw some of the stuff where he's kind of inserting in there, they're not as direct hits. I think that he could do that. But you saw CJ do a little bit of that. He has a little bit of a background in that anyway. So we're pretty healthy in the tight end room just in terms of depth. So we haven't gone down that road. However, we have talked about that many times, and we've actually drilled some of those things for CJ. If those situations come up. So it's good to have versatile guys like that who are big and strong.
Last question, Tim May.
Yeah, Ryan, last time Matt Rhodes, the commission chair for the college football playoff, basically intimated there's definitely a debate between Indiana, Texas A&M, and went on down the board. But when it comes to Ohio State, y'all are considered a cut above. He's a complete offensive defensive line playing extremely well. Your skill guy, down the line, yada, yada, yada. What do you see when you look at this team right now, going into Saturday, and what can you see can be better?
Well, the first thing is that everybody has to understand, players, coaches, everybody, how exact, how on point we have to be, and that's every week. And the teams that we're playing now and the teams that we're playing in the future. Well, we got to be good, and that's going to take great energy. It's going to take great finish. It's going to take great focus. I mean, it's going to take everything we got to get there. And so it's one thing to say, okay, we've done X, Y, and Z up until this point, but that means absolutely nothing, like zero. We've done nothing. So I understand everyone's got to talk about those things, but none of that has anything to do with what we're doing moving forward. So if we think that has anything to do with this weekend or where we're going, then we're dead wrong. So we have to make sure we all understand that, and it's my job to make sure I remind the team, the players and coaches included, how good we got to be. And so that's really more the message than anything. I think the good news is we have a chance, and that's good. And we said this from the beginning. We want to be the first team ever to be back to back, and that's a tall task. It's easy to say, it's another thing to do. And so we're in the middle of it right now, but got a lot of work to do, and we got to continue to stay focused on what matters.
All right, Coach, thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
Thanks, Ryan. You haven't gotten to talk to you since you blossomed. What have the last many weeks been like for you? I mean, getting into running things, so to speak.
Oh yeah, it's been very fun. Just being able to get adjusted and play as much as I've been able to play as a freshman.
Yeah. What have you shown so far that you feel proud about, and what do you have to work on, you think, going forward?
I feel like everything in my game I have to work on, but I feel like I showed great being able to come out and be tough.
Yeah. Did Jeremiah apologize to you, or was that just a what kind of bummer was it to have to bring him back?
Yeah, it was a bummer. But we made jokes about it and laughed past it.
What stood out to you about the first opportunities you've had to start and play on the road in the Big Ten? What was that experience been like, and do you like playing on the road?
Oh yeah, the energy on the road is very different than being just in the shoe. Yeah, and I love it.
What was it like playing at the shoe for the first time for you?
Oh yeah, it was crazy. The energy was crazy. The fans going crazy. Yeah, it was very fun.
Well, for a freshman, it's not always the easiest transition. What is it that you maybe did in the offseason that made it seem like it's been pretty smooth for you?
You just got to put your head down and trust in the process, trust the coaches, and just buy in and believe everything they say.
When did you feel that you could deliver? I mean, I know you walk in here, you think you can play and stuff, but when did you feel really good about what you could bring to this team immediately?
I wouldn't say it was a exact time, but when you get your shot, you just got to take it.
Yeah. What was that run, though, where you felt real comfortable out there? You know what I mean? Both thinking back, because obviously Texas game you didn't play. I mean, when was that moment when you kind of felt like, hey, I can do this thing?
Just throughout all spring ball, all fall camp, just working as hard as I can and making as many plays as I can.
Do you feel like, I don't want to put this in your mind, but we saw one, but it was a foul ball, home run, but a foul ball last week. Do you feel like there's a home run coming?
Yeah, I feel like there's always home run potential.
Why?
I feel like I always got that potential to make big plays.
Coach Day was talking about kind of the injury you went through at the end of your high school career and then showing up here as an early enrollee. How big was that for you to show up, and have the opportunity in the spring to kind of get into the groove of things?
Oh yeah, the spring was big for me. Coming off that injury, that was my first time really playing football again. It was just me trying to gain my confidence back and get used to playing football. Actually.
What's it been like playing for Coach Locke?
Oh yeah, it's been great. Coach Locke, he cared a lot. Yeah, he's very intense, but I always had coaches like that. So.
Bo, it's not often that a team has 4 running backs who share the load. 2 is what happened last year, even 3 sometimes. 4. How is that working out for you guys? Do you feel like that's good because it keeps you guys fresh, or is it kind of tough because you maybe hard to get in a rhythm?
No, Coach Locke always preaches be as one, so just playing as one, and I think it's really good for us.
Bo, when you were at DASJ, how many different ways did they like to use you?
Oh yeah, they use me in a couple different ways. Line me up in the slot, at running back, wildcat a little bit. So yeah.
So when Coach Day talks about the versatility he looks for in running backs, how important do you think it was to be versatile in high school, and how easy of a transition was it when you got here?
Oh yeah, I think that's very important, being able to be in high school and then being able to catch the ball out the backfield and everything, and show how versatile I am, so they could be able to use me here.
What's your scouting report in baseball? What was this Bo Jackson baseball player like?
I'll say big hitter. I pitched, played center field, coast to coast on center field, so yeah.
You led the area in hitting. You led Cleveland area in hitting.
Yeah, I did.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
Bo Jackson played a little bit in the outfield. Did you ever watch his video?
Yeah, all the time, yeah.
What stood out to you about him that you kind of incorporated, you think, in your own game?
His athleticism, man. The way he moved, it was just different.
What has Coach Locke gotten out of you most of all in the last couple of months?
Right.
Or anything else, like pass pro? What has he really gotten out of you that maybe needed work done?
Oh, everything. Just becoming a better all-around back with pass pro, reads, everything.
But what's your scouting report on Isaiah West?
Oh, Isaiah, he's super smooth, super quick, super explosive. Yeah.
What's the relationship like when there are 2 running backs in the same recruiting class, and you have a chance? I mean, you playing with this guy for a bunch of years out of Ohio State. What are you and Isaiah like together?
Oh yeah, Isaiah, we super close. That's literally like my brother. We be together all the time, watching film. Yeah.
Really? Is that kind of nice, having that kind of relationship with the guy in your class?
Yeah.
At the same position?
Yeah, I feel like you gotta have that relationship with him.
Did that develop during recruiting, or more once you guys got here in the summer?
Yeah, more once we got here in the spring.
Okay.
Through the first 9 games of your college career, what's the most important lesson that you've taken on the field?
Just do your job, do your responsibilities, and everything will work out.
And then as a young running back, when you have a touchdown taken off the board like that, how do you shape your mentality to be able to bounce back from a moment like that?
You just got to move on to the next play, act like it never happened. So, yeah.
Forgive me for not being familiar, but where did the Bo nickname start from?
It was this nickname that my mom and dad gave me since I was young. My dad was a big fan of him.
He was a fan of Bo Jackson, so started calling him Bo.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you ever have to, do you feel like having that nickname, you have to play up to that level, or do you feel any pressure about, being compared to him? Is there, how does that sit with you?
No, I try to not put no pressure on myself about the name.
You heard from him?
Nah.
Really?
Nah.
I think you would by now. What's the thing about college football that you most had to adjust to, though? I mean, was it just the total physical style of it? I mean, to play as a freshman, it seems almost daunting in some respects. But what do you feel like you adjusted to most quickly about this game?
Yeah, obviously I had to adjust to the physical side, the guys being bigger, faster, and stronger than they were in high school, but also the mental side. You gotta know your reads, know the plays, be inside the playbook.
How much does it help? You or Isaiah, Ryan Day's talked about how young, relatively speaking, this running back room is. Just how much does it help to have a guy like CJ, who's played at the collegiate level for a while, knows and has seen a lot? Just how much do you guys lean on him?
Oh, we lean on him all the time. Ever since we got here, he just became like a mentor for both of us.
All right, Bo, thank you. Thanks, Bo. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
How y'all doing today first? Good? Everybody's good?
It's obviously probably not ideal the first day of training camp to get right? How did you handle that mentally? How much did that slow you down, and when did you feel like you are back on track?
Well, I feel like we definitely have people in this facility to help you through stuff like that, because it comes with the game, but at the same time, you don't expect it to be that early. But there are people in the facility that help me, such as all the trainers, Sean Barnhouse, Tyler Dean, Stewart, everybody that helped me get back to be able to play this season.
When did you feel healthy?
I felt healthy the Texas game to come back and play and help my team as much as I can. I just had to keep working to get better and better.
I'm not sure what you've gone through this season, but to be back on the field in a starting role last week, how good did that feel for you?
It felt good, but I felt as though we had one down last week, so I was going to step into that role and just do my best that I can with what I've been taught for the week.
When you talk to
that's maybe clicked for you as the season's gone along that's allowed you to play better and better as the year.
I say extra work after practice, just on the things that I need to work on. There's plenty of things that people do well and people need to work on, so being able to take that time out of practice instead of going like straight home, just with different coaches, having that time out to just work on whatever I need to has helped me a lot.
What were those things you felt like you needed to work on?
It's just like nothing specific. It's just like things that me and Coach Patricia and Coach Jay seen that I need to work on. Coach Patricia calls it 100 shots, so that's what we call it, and we just get those in after every practice, and they've helped me get better.
Is that a hard thing to do, like to have the dedication to put in the extra hours after practice like that?
No. Once you get to this level, and especially if you want to go to the next level, you got to be willing to put in that time. So Coach Patricia, Coach Jay, anybody in the facility will tell you, like if you want to get to that next level, you got to be willing to put in the work. Or if you want to get on the field and like contribute, you got to put in the extra work after practice or whenever you can, or before practice with film and different stuff like that.
When we've talked to Ryan about you, and this is for everybody, right? You talked about maturity being an important thing and maturing over the course of your career. How do you feel like, in what ways do you feel like you've matured over the course of these 2 seasons here?
Definitely making that jump, especially from defensive end to D tackle last year, and just being able to just take on that role, listen to the coaches, because that comes with a lot. That's a different animal inside. So being able to listen to the coaches and they be able to help me out with whatever I need really helped me through this process.
Speak on that animal. What is the different animal you have to
You gotta
channel, so to speak?
Yeah, you got to think like defensive end. A lot of stuff is a lot different because in our scheme, our defensive end do a lot of different things than D tackles, and also like the play. There's like I said last time, there's like there's 600 pounds that you got to deal with most of the times on double teams and stuff like that that you might not have to deal with at the end. But
Yeah. So what animal are you thinking about when you're playing?
Coach Jay got in his room for us to think like King Kong mentality. That's our main thing.
Mm-hmm. What's it been like to go through this season with Coach Patricia and then learn kind of different parts of
It's been great. Yeah, he's willing to help you regardless. If you have a question about the defense, his door is always open to walk in there and ask him questions. And Coach Jay's catching on, and Coach Jay is amazing. I love Coach Jay and everything, and him and Coach Patricia together helped us just be able to capture this defense and take it on.
How difficult has it been to get to the consistency that the coaches are asking for everybody from you, for you to get there?
Really hasn't been that hard. Just been able to. My main thing is to be coachable and let the coach whatever I need to like do right or fix, then I'll do it with no questions asked, because that's one thing that's going to get me better. These coaches have plenty of experience, way more than I do. So being able to have these type of coaches around me and to listen to is really great.
You seem like a nice fellow when we talk to you. Is there a switch you flip that you have to flip when you play down inside from a nasty get after it kind of dude?
Yeah.
Take no prisoners.
So we got this thing Coach Day calls the red line. So like everything from here on, that's football. So you got to flip that switch. You got to be a different dog out there, because like he always says, the game doesn't care about your feelings. So you got to kind of turn that switch and just you got to go. But like you also, when you go back across that red line, you got people to help you, like Coach Day, Sharon, your coaches, anybody to help you mentally if you don't want to like keep that switch on, because it's not always good to have a football mentality outside of the field.
What is that football mentality about you? You talk about the talk about King Kong and stuff, but when you really have it going on and switched on, what are you all about?
My main thing that I've been talking about is that I don't want to be blocked.
Does it help you do your job having K-Mac next to you?
It's great. Not just K-Mac. You got to add in KJ, Katie Curry, Tywan Malone, Will Smith Jr. There's a bunch of us that's fit into that world that's been able to help you, especially with just everybody doing their job. And then you got to think about the people behind me. You got Arvell Reeves, Sonny Styles, Jermaine Matthews, IGB, Caleb, and I got Jalen McClain, some great players that do their role in order for us to eat up front.
Eddrick, how special is it just to be a part of a defense like that? Second year in a row, you guys will be country.
It feels great. We all put in the work day in, day out, on and off the field to become what we are now. And we haven't earned nothing yet. That's the main thing we talk about in our meetings. We won a couple games, but we haven't got any hardware yet. And we just want to keep working each and every day to do our best and do our best for this team.
Eddrick, it looked like last year Ty and Tyleek played their best in November, December, and January. How much did you guys learn from them in the midweek aspect of like how to make sure that you guys are well rested, but also playing really well and making sure that you're playing your best late in the season when you've played 15 games already?
I got you. Tyleek and Ty were very open to their routine. Especially me coming in as a young guy and playing a little bit, I really wanted to know like what's the different steps in order to become great, because they're amazing players. Tyleek first round and Ty Hamilton's doing his thing. So I just wanted to know what do they do, like what changed in their routine and different stuff like that, because once you get this wear and tear in your body after all these games, you want to know what to do to make your body like feel ready to play.
I feel like you guys have done a good job of that this year and making sure that you guys are ready for the next 6 or 7 games if you guys get that far.
Yeah, most definitely, especially with the help of Coach Mick. He's going to be on us about recovery and making sure that we get our lift in too. So we have individual strength coaches. D-line's Coach Kenny Parker, which is great. He helps us keep our routine, make sure we stay on it. He'll text you, call you, and make sure that you stay on that routine. So I appreciate him and just keeping us going.
Forgive me if you've been asked this already, but just how do you prepare for a quarterback like Nico with UCLA, just his running game, and do you feel like you got the line is faced the quarterback like he's already
Yeah, Nico's I don't like to compare him to the Washington quarterback, because Nico and him have two different strengths and weaknesses. But you also got to think Nico's a great player. He takes hits, but he'll get back up and do his thing. So we just got to be aware of his feet, him on the ground and in the air, because he can hurt you both ways. So just being able to, can't really give out the game plan, but just being able to contain him is what we'll do.
Does it help that y'all played him before? Does it help you've seen him before?
It does, but that was a year ago almost, and he's had an off season just like we did to get better and better. So we can't base him off where he was at Tennessee. We got to watch the film and collect data on him right now.
All right, Eddrick, thank you.
Yes, sir.
We wouldn't have believed you. Definitely, it's been a long journey, man. I've had my ups and downs, but they've only made me better, and I just continue to improve every day, and they've shaped me into the player that I am now.
Since you came back from your injury, is there a moment at all in practice, maybe since August, that you made a run or made a cut or something where you felt like, okay, I think I can play as a freshman? Was there a specific moment?
Honestly, there wasn't a specific moment. It was throughout the process. Like as soon as I came back, when you break that first run, you make that first cut, you start it's about getting your confidence back, and that was a week to week thing. And I feel like, especially when I started to get a little bit more reps in game, that's when I started to feel like, okay, I got this.
And then when you saw Bo start to play a little bit more, was that did you kind of realize to yourself, like, hey, I can also be a freshman that can run the ball here, you know, in year one? It seems like if one freshman can do it, no reason two can.
Well, I always believed it was possible. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we came here to play. But, you know, seeing Bo play as a freshman, you know, that kept me going on the sideline, even when it was a little tough. You know, it was just great to see my boy ball out.
Coach Locke always says when you're good enough, you're old enough in terms of playing. How much of that mindset helped you to kind of stay locked in, knowing that you show you go out there and Coach you will get a chance to play?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like Coach Locke, you know, that's one of the many things that I love about him. You know, he real. You know, he keeps it absolutely real. He's the same dude that recruited me back in high school, and he holds us to that standard, and I appreciate that.
Coach Day seemed pretty impressed with the Wisconsin game. Some of the runs you had kind of make guys miss at the second level. Can you just talk a little bit about your running style and how you go about trying to make sure you're making guys miss what you can pass on this game?
Yeah, I feel like with me, you know, something that I've always prided myself in is, you know, being able to make those people miss in interior traffic. You know, I feel like I got pretty good feet. I got good eyes. And that's something that I kind of pride myself in. You know, I like to pick the defense apart. I'm not necessarily burst out the gate. You know, that's Bo game. Every back is different. But, you know, that's something that I pride myself in.
Where does that, you mentioned your feet, you mentioned your eyes, like the process of doing that, what does it begin with? Does it begin with your vision, or is it more about how quickly you can move?
Well, everything begins with vision as a running back. At the end of the day, it don't matter how fast your little feet can move. If you don't know where you're going, it don't matter. Yeah.
What kind of things do you get from the coaches, and, you know, and when they're developing you? You know, a lot of running back is instinctual, but obviously the coaches are going to be tricky. What sort of things have they added to the game?
Yeah, a big thing that, you know, Coach Locke, he tells us all the time, his job is to get us through the line of scrimmage. Once we get out of there, that's on us. You know, he's going to give us different toolbox moves, cutting shoulders, spin moves, offhand punch, but that's really on us. His job is to make sure that we're good behind the line of scrimmage. So knowing what our track is, knowing who our read is, knowing where we fit in the run, and that's kind of where he's developed me. He's developed my mind a lot. I've gotten a lot smarter.
You mentioned, you know, coming back from injury. In terms of playing catch-up, what was that process like, and what did you kind of learn about that, kind of progressing to a level? Hey, there were guys that were in your class that were ahead of where you were.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because even though I wasn't out in the field, I was here the entire spring. So mental reps was a big thing. You know, that was something that Coach Day talked to me about personally, and I took pride in that. I made sure that I was locked in. I watched the film. I got on my plays so that way when I came in, it wasn't like I was 2 steps behind. It was like I was right there with him the whole time. Now, of course, the biggest thing is physical reps. You know, you want to do it, but those mental reps, I guess, is important.
What did you learn? Obviously, you mentioned physical reps. What did you learn mentally about playing college football that maybe you could learn?
Honestly, I would say football is football, no matter the level that you at. I mean, of course, like everybody here is talented. You know, it's different than high school. I mean, you're not just the big dog on the block. You know, everybody's nice. Everybody's like that. But you know, it's just about trusting that. I mean, you're here for a reason. And you go out there. If you understand what your alignment, assignment, footwork is, you understand what your job is. You go out there, execute. You're gonna be fine.
Back in 2018, talking with J.K. Dobbins about splitting carries with Mike Weber, how when he would get out there, he'd want to hit a home run every time. But that set him back. He'd kind of get himself in a slump. Like, how do you want to go the distance? But how do you keep from like, I need to slip for the punches every time? How do you stay within yourself and not trying to do too much?
Well, I mean, personally for me, I came from St. Joe's Prep where we rotated 6 backs. You know, we had 6 running backs. So every single time you got in the game, you better make it count. So, but the big thing with that is you can't just hope for the home run. Because as a running back, whenever you just kind of strike for that home run and get that big play every single time, that's when you miss the little crease. And next thing you know, you run into the offensive lineman's backs. And now you're missing the wide open. Now you just missed the big play. So it's all about patience. Just keep on pressing, move the chains. And then I think I'm doing pretty well. Of course, it's an ongoing fight. We got to continue getting better with it. Everybody, not just me. But I think I'm doing all right.
Isaiah, I just asked Bo this question about you. What's your scouting report on Bo Jackson?
Man, Bo Jackson, I like that. I love watching Bo Jackson run. I feel like me and Bo we get closer every day. You know, I feel like it's interesting to just watch him play just because we're two different types of backs, and it's nice to see us like kind of complement each other.
So have you guys talked relationship like two running backs in the same recruiting class? I imagine spending a lot of time.
Of course, I mean, Bo, that's my roommate. Away games, we travel together. I play the game with Bo sometimes in our off time, and Bo, that's my guy. You know, Coach Locke talks about playing as one. You know, when we first committed here together, he put us in a group chat. He said, "Listen, I need y'all to get to know each other." And so, you know, me and Bo's relationship grows every day.
What do you think about the prospects of two of you maybe being here for a bunch of years together and being the guys carrying the ball for Ohio State?
I mean, it's a big thing to step into. I mean, of course, we had some great guys just leave the building who are doing their thing at the next level right now, and that's amazing to see. But I hope that in time, as we continue to grow and just get better, that it shifts from, oh, you know, we got the next coming of those guys to now it's just Bo and Zay.
Is it competitive ever between you and Bo? Is it collaborative? Like when you have two guys who play the same position and are the same age, what's that like?
I think we're natural competitors, but it's not like we're up against each other. Like, it's a collaborative thing.
What do you think it do for an offense when you have two backs who do complement each other?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
What does it do for an offense when you have two running backs who complement each other the way it seems like you?
I think it's an amazing thing. I feel like when you got a back like Bo, who he's a slasher, you know, you put him in, big play at any moment. Then you put me in to switch it up. I feel like that controls the pace of the game, and it keeps us two fresh.
Isaiah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I've heard it a couple times.
I'm a little wet, so hopefully nobody sit behind me after me.
Yeah.
I got you guys.
Well, where do you feel like you've grown the most in the last 10 weeks?
I feel like I said, kind of at the beginning of the season, I feel like my confidence has like grown a bunch, and I feel like my strength is kind of showing. I feel like I've been working at getting stronger, and I'm feeling it out there on the field. So
Seems like Eddrick is starting to emerge a little bit more and more each week. What have you seen from him that makes you think that he's ready to take the next step?
I mean, you see him practice every day. I see his hustle. Like he's a hustler for sure, and he loves the game. We be joking back and forth in film, just talking, and we could just tell like we got kind of like just something special, bro. I feel like we're getting better, and we both just want it. So yeah.
As a group, this whole defensive tackle group, kind of heard throughout the offseason what you guys could be or what you couldn't be. There's some doubts about what you guys could do. How much has that carried into the season as motivation for you guys?
I feel like it was definitely a factor, just because, like you said, there's a lot of talk out there, and sometimes it's hard not to block it all out. So it's definitely a big motivating factor for me, I feel like, and I know for Eddrick, K-Mac, and Taiwan and everybody else, it was just like we need to put ourselves on the map, and we need to show people like who we are, and just go from there.
When you have Eddrick, Taiwan, K-Mac, does it feel like you guys are starting to become less of the? I think Caden Curry called you guys the no-name defensive line.
Yeah,
in September.
yeah.
Do you feel like you guys are starting to not become that? It seems like people are starting to know your names.
I think we're slowly getting there. Yeah, I feel like we're starting to spread our name out there. But we just got to keep our head down and keep on working, and just keep getting better each week.
Jay, facing a running quarterback like this, does that change the interior guys' jobs much?
Not too much. I mean, just cage the pocket, really. Yeah.
What have you seen from UCLA?
Just kind of like what you said. I mean, I feel like if we just stick to our fundamentals and make sure we keep the quarterback contained, I feel like we'll have a good game.
James was just talking about the need to run the ball fresh for playoff. You guys want to stop the ball, obviously.
Of course.
The other side of that.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like you guys throughout this season have improved in that capacity, knowing bigger tests are coming as you go into those?
For sure. I feel like kind of like what James said, they have their mentality on offense and we have our stop the run mentality on defense. And I feel like just having both of those in practice every single day, like we like build off each other to get better each week. So I feel like that's really what we're focusing on, just getting ourselves better and working back and forth with each other to do that. So
this is your first season of extended playing time. How have you had to change your week to week to stay fresh to make sure that you're ready for November, December, and potentially January?
I mean, obviously just extra treatment and stuff, but I mean, it's really just, yeah, I feel like you get in this routine and then you kind of just stick to it if it works, and then if it's kind of iffy, then you just tweak it and you figure it out. Yeah.
Did you learn some of that midweek stuff from Ty and Ty League last year?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Healthy and well rested for November. And
they taught us a lot on how to stay healthy throughout the season while you're playing like 40 to 50 plays. So yeah. Like a little bit, but I feel like we're really just focused on this year, and I mean it's a whole new team besides Nico, so we're really just we know what he can do from last year, and we're gonna take that into account, and we're just gonna keep on moving forward with what we got. Just scheme stuff, like yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a great atmosphere. I mean, you can't go wrong with a night game at home, so at the shoe, I mean, can you? Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. I love watching Arvell ball out like he has been this year, and yeah, we just gotta keep on going. I mean, you hear a bunch of like talk on the field, so you kind of just you can just determine certain things based off the talk on the O-line. So yeah, I mean, sometimes.
Penn State game was when you ran over the center and got tackled?
Yes.
What's going through your head when something like that happens?
To be honest, I feel I was a little frustrated. I wanted to get that quarterback, man. So.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble or anything, but like, is there anything you can be taught in a situation like that? Like, you can throw your arms in the air and like scream, or make sure the officials see that, or what are you supposed to do?
I mean, I was trying. I don't know. I feel like I gotta try to keep my feet running, try to stay up, and I mean, I'll try to get them next time. So.
When you're trying to like grade out a champion,
Mm-hmm.
you get extra points for that when you draw a flag that they don't throw, or?
I don't think so. No.
But like, did you guys watch that back on film at all? When you say like, look at Will getting tackled here?
They might have mentioned it.
Yeah. Is this just life as a football player, and you have to move on? But like you were saying, you were frustrated. I would imagine that would drive you crazy to play like that.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I was frustrated for the first couple of days, but I mean, we got a new game every week, so we got to just keep moving on and just keep trying to get better. So, yeah. I was trying.
But like, you take satisfaction in like you beat them, right?
I mean, yeah, but I feel like you can always do more, and I feel like I always try to have a growth mindset, like
Maybe keep a little of that frustration inside.
Exactly, for next time, exactly. So.
So you practice just getting help and getting up off the ground, trying to get the quarterback?
It's more of a mental game with that one.
Yeah, you could feel. I remember you were talking to us like earlier in the year just about when you're a guy, your confidence is growing, you're realizing more and more. Like we can clearly tell with you, like you're showing it, but like you're realizing more and more that you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like what's that experience like? Like every Saturday, every practice, you must be feeling the growth.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, sometimes you can get frustrated. I feel like you can get kind of like knocked off. What's the word? Like your progression, and then you just hop back on and keep on working, and then you keep on growing. Exactly, and you feel good about yourself and you feel good about your team.
Will, how have you seen Eddrick grow over the course of the season?
I feel like his maturity. I feel like he's definitely grown a lot, and I feel like he's got a really good mindset. I feel like I appreciate his mindset.
I'm sure you've been battling with Josh over your time at Ohio State. What's it like fighting with him?
I love Josh. We've been battling since it was Kaufman and Wayne. So it's just like we're boys, and we always dap each other up. But it's we try to get each other better each week. So
What's it like fighting, just battling a wrestler?
makes me regret that I didn't wrestle back in high school. Yeah. Yeah.
How special has this just been for you just to be a part of this defense with what you guys have been able to accomplish so far this year?
It's been great so far. I mean, like I said, we just got to keep on working, and we haven't accomplished nothing yet. So once we do that, and it's like, well,
Will, thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
Last year, Caden had a role in the defense, wasn't a starter, but Caden McDonald, you saw him out there doing stuff, and now you look what he's doing this year. You don't know what the future holds, but I think you can watch what you're doing. It's important to the team now, but you also feel like you're putting in reps that are going to pay off down the line for you.
For sure.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
How does it feel when you kind of know that's happening?
I mean, it's good. I just just keep on working. Reps are always good. So the more reps, the better, and it's just gonna get me better. So there you go.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Wow. What's this year been like for you, just in terms of maybe your role kind of changing as the year has progressed?
Yeah, this year, I'd say utilizing everybody has been how it's been different. It's definitely been an adjustment, but using us all to our strengths and getting all the guys on the field to perform and see what they do.
Has it been frustrating at all to maybe not get as many carries as you'd like?
I mean, that comes with it, yeah, absolutely. But it's good to see the team is flourishing. Where the offense is getting going, we getting some pace going into it as well. So a little bit, yes, but of course, just keeping my mind on the main goal. Team winning, team-oriented goals, and keeping my faith in the Lord. So, yeah.
How would you assess your individual performance so far this year?
Yeah, so I'd say actually I think every time I've been in, just really making the most out of everything. Like if I'm on there blocking, catching the passes, wherever, I'm being moved around on the field, and of course when I get those carries, being a force, running hard, doing everything I got to do to make sure that I'm helping the team.
You mentioned how they're using you to your strengths. What do you feel like those strengths are that you bring to that equation?
Man, I feel like my strengths, everything. I mean, I love running between the tackles, catching the ball, being put out in space, making people miss, getting downhill. I mean, I think to me, everything is a strength kind of, and I've really been working on that. You see the growth from my freshman year to this year, and just being through the program and everything, I've really strengthened up every part of my game and continue to get stronger in areas, pass protection, everything like that. So all around, I got to say, doing good and everything.
You're talking with J.K. Dobbins as a sophomore. When he was splitting carries with Mike Weber, he said one of the problems he had was trying to hit a home run with the limited opportunities. Yeah. How do you handle that? How do you try not to go 70 yards every time you touch the ball?
Man, I say
while trying to do that.
Yes, it's hard because every time you want to be like, man, I got to strike. But having your mind like that can really throw you off of your game. So I say really just taking each play as its own individual play and not really being worried about, okay, I need to strike, I need to do this, that, and the third, because my reps might be limited, but really just taking the most out of every opportunity, just keeping my mindset on that.
It looks like when you're out there and you're getting your opportunities and you go 7-8 yards, you get 11 yards, and you come up off that tackle, you want more. You can see the energy that you got going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hungry for it, man. I came here and I want to be a contributor to this team, of course. So every time, I'm in there, I'm going to give it my all. So that's all.
You are a guy they've used in the passing game a lot. What do you think has made you that kind of a strength for you?
Yes, I don't know. I think I started off as a receiver when I first started football. So I've always had good hands, and I've always been agile, and being able to move me in that area is something they've done more this year. So, I think it's always just been a strength of mine. It's never been a weakness in my hands, being able to catch the ball in space and stuff like that.
Isaiah was a guy that people weren't really talking about. Now he's playing a lot. What have you seen from him that's allowed him to make this impact for you guys?
Yeah, he's a good running back, and he's been working. He's been grinding. He came off in fall camp and got a few reps, and then just continue to get better every day. And now he's getting his opportunities and stuff like that, and just making the most out of them for him.
How does what is it maybe different like for you as a running back? Obviously last year it was Travion, Quinshon. Now you have 4 guys. Like, what's it just like being in a 4-man running back rotation?
Yeah, 4-man running back rotation. If you told me I could see that coming, I wouldn't. But it's honestly been interesting. It's been unique. It's hard for me to really speak on it because it's my first time being in that kind of situation with all these guys. But I mean, it's good. Seeing everybody eat. Seeing everybody go out there, perform, and do their absolute best has been something that's really good and unique about it. So yeah.
How do you feel like you guys all make each other better?
I think just coming in every day to work, the commodity and camaraderie in the running back room with all of us, we all being close and stuff like that has really just helped. And pulling for one another is always a part of that.
James, how would you assess where the running game is right now? I mean, it's passing game is obviously out of this world. The defense out of this world. The running game is. How would you kind of assess it?
I say it's going in the right direction. I say, of course, that's probably an area where we are really trying to be more explosive in. Because, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, the passing game and all that we have going on. I'm saying it's going to break soon. It's going to break soon because it has to be a strength for an Ohio State offense. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to run the ball, pass the ball, be very versatile in all areas like that. So that's continuing to get better as every phase.
Have you seen progress? Because, I mean, there were times last week where guys were completely unblocked. There were times I know that they were not focused. I know you're not going to throw anybody under the bus, but it has to all work together. Right?
It definitely does, and that's why we got to put it together on the practice field every day. The small things, we got to handle those because when you come to the bigger games, when we playing better opponents, especially down in the playoffs, you got to have that stuff tightened up. So we're definitely on it, you know what I'm saying? And guys are getting better each day, focusing on the small things.
James, this has been a lot of talk about the pace of play.
Yeah.
The pace, you guys know that. Ryan's had success going fast, going slow.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you guys practice both ways. Being able to go slow and then speed up the tempo when you want to in 2 minutes and then slow it back down, how much do you feel like that helps you guys?
You talking about our pace as an offense?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it just speaks to how versatile and how strong our offense is. Because to be able to switch up that pace, we dictate. We don't want to go off of what the defense does. We want to dictate the pace of the game. So starting fast, all those things like that, kind of just plays, start fast and stuff like that. So, I mean, the tempo switching up, yes, but really just putting the ball down and just playing.
Coach Days referred to you guys as a young room just because.
Yeah, we absolutely are.
Yeah. Does it feel? I mean, you kind of answered it, but feeling that way while you're in your second year. Obviously, CJ's played a lot, but it hasn't been here. How does that translate on the field? Because I think people think, oh, you're running back, you go out there, you carry the ball, you did it in high school. So, why is that different than maybe if you had more experience in that?
I mean. That's a tough one. Kind of seeing if you have more experiences as being a running back, on the field, off the field. I mean, I think it's just something just being in the system. I mean, I don't think it makes too much of a difference. You know what I'm saying? At least speaking from where I'm at now with my sophomore year, I say, I mean, if you got it, you got it, and you catch on to it quick. Some guys they catch to it faster. Some people it takes a little longer time. But I think it's just depending on who you are, and how fast you can really catch on to it. Especially in being in a running back position, it's not going to take as much time as maybe an offensive lineman and stuff like that. So, yeah.
You made a very good answer, but how do you feel like your season has progressed so far?
Yeah, I say my season has progressed. It's in the right direction. It's been going the way that God has intended it to go, and really just trusting in the Lord. And we got a lot of football left. We're going all the way back to the championship. We're gonna have 7 more games, about 6 or 7 more games. And, there's a lot of ball left. So really just keeping my mind on that and knowing on God's timing, if I keep on doing what I'm doing, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So just being focusing on the team, the guys in the room, and all on the main goal.
Do you feel like you really had, a few moments, especially the last couple of weeks, that was kind of that's what people are looking for?
Absolutely. I mean, I definitely had some good runs, some good blocks, and I, just stacking days, stacking games, and putting my best foot forward every time I'm out there.
So do you feel different now than at the beginning of the season?
Absolutely. Yeah, I absolutely do. Yes, sir. I mean, just growth mentally. You know what I'm saying? This game comes with a lot of ups and downs, man. And being able to navigate through that and to put your best foot forward each Saturday, in and out, and even coming to practice and work every day. Just seeing my growth as a player, my growth as a person, all that's really just been continuing to go in the right direction.
Do you feel like you guys collectively are probably coming off the best game, and all the running backs kind of had some moments there last week?
I think we did a good job of running physical, you know what I'm saying, getting downhill and do what we need to do, which was the expectation, because that, of course, that was Purdue. But I mean, I think we all did come off of having a good game, so now it's just stacking days and continuing to do it week by week, being explosive in those areas.
Does it kind of filter through to you guys that there's people looking for more from the running backs a few weeks ago?
I mean, yeah, but we don't really pay attention to what the outside people have to say, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when it gets down to it, I mean, what really matters is, like, of course, the work we put in the facility each day, and then, of course, going out there on Saturdays, you can't really focus too much about that, especially in the season. So just focusing on the main thing, what's in this building, and doing our best each Saturday.
James, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.